Okay. So now the question is, how can I try and check the audio? Let me see. Okay. So now the question is, how can I try and check the audio? Yeah, okay. So that worked. So oh, now it's me talking on me. Okay. So all right, I'm going to assume the audio is now working. Let's see. All right. Let's just that and recording, streaming. 10,000 kbps, 60 frames per second, 40% of the CPU. We are good, I think. We'll see what happens. All right. So after the absolute, oh, there you go, camera. After the appalling effort last night, let's see if we got a camera there. Yes. What else we got? I can't remember where the cameras are now. Right. Yeah. I've got some over here. So if I stand here, that's moving that one. That one's moving that one. Right. Good. So here we go again. So what I'm going to try and do after, as I say, the audio just completely messed up last night. So what I thought I'd try and do is I'm just going to sort of rinse and repeat on the rear hub and have a go at the one over on the driver's side, the right hand side. But I thought I would do it on. I wasn't going to stream this because I did one the other night, and right, it's the same thing. But as the audio screwed up, I didn't say it wasn't well. No, it's pretty atrocious. It was just doing sort of reverb. But I thought what I'll try and do is do this one on stream. I've not got much room here. Can't really shift things around too much, but whatever. I am just going to. What we did when I chopped the brake line and I put like a little clamp on it. I only have one of those clamps. Annoyingly, I had three, but as is usual, they've gone AWOL. So what I'm going to do is just the brake system. I've not bled the brake system. That would be a video. I've not bled the brake system, so I'm just going to stick an old oil, an old container just underneath that one on the passenger side, and then I can clamp off this one and just not get brake fluid all over the shop, and rather have it all come out. So it's the same sort of thing. So this thing, I mean, all it is it's just a clamp. So you clamp down on the pipe and then slide this down, and obviously it's tight enough to stop anything leaking out. Well, pretty much most things leaking out. It's quite handy for fuel pipes and things like that. But yeah, when you're messing around with the brakes, stop the brake fluid peeing out of the place. So okay. So I pretty much just shifted over all the tools that I was using yesterday in the hope that we've got everything we need. I'm going to stick some gloves on. Oh, excuse me, I've still got this cough. Right. Now the one issue that's probably going to flummox this whole thing, well, we'll see, but the brake disc has not been off on that side. I'm just looking for any other bits that I might have left over here. I think that's kind of it. Yeah, so the brake disc has not been off. and because of that, it's going to be a bit tight on there. Now the other one, I managed to break the break it off just by just when I was trying to undo the hub nut, because I initially I rotated the hub, but with the handbrake on, and it cracked off the cracked off the brake disc. So the brake disc on the just has a couple of retaining nuts, just 30 mil. So we're going to try. We'll try and get this off. I don't have a puller big enough to sort of pull on it, but there we go. But first thing I want to do is get the caliper off. So same again. I'm just chopping the brake line, the flexible brake line that comes into the caliper. They're going to be of no use. Oh, an absolute classic, absolutely typical. Oh, geez. If you did catch any of last night's attempts, I took the angle grinder to the handbrake cable, thinking, you know what, there's going to be no one's going to want an old handbrake cable. So yeah, I mullered it. Then found out that all you did is just unhooked it. Yeah, and then there was a post on Facebook on one of the Maserati one of the Maserati groups saying, "I really need a handbrake cable for a 4200. Can anyone help?" Yeah, no. Okay. I think they're one piece. I think they go through and loop around, and then basically you're pulling both at the same time. It'll be interesting actually, because one of the other things in pulling the handbrake cable was, as before, I was going to need to put the handbrake on to be able to undo the drive shaft. But now I'm guessing, well, let's just try it. Have I got a handbrake? No, I've got no handbrake, because the handbrake cable being looped and taking one side off, now it just, it's pulling a blank cable through, right? So it's putting no pressure on the brakes, the brake shoes that are inside this little chap. So what I will do is, before we take or attempt, so cocky, before we attempt to take this this disc stroke drum off and the caliper off, I'm going to leave the caliper on, because that'll give me something to, I don't know, if I put something in there to wedge, which means I can undo the drive shaft bolts, because the drive shaft bolts were a little bit of a faff last time. So I think we used a 13 mil, yeah, on one of those, and yeah, so I'm going to try and get those drive shaft nuts off first, because that'll help. I did manage to get the drive shaft out of the other hub earlier on. I popped over to the garage just while I was having some lunch, and I just thought, I'll just see whether I've sprayed it with penetrating fluid, right? I'll just see whether I can do anything with it, rather, because I was going to order a hub puller, something more substantial than the one I've got. And I just thought, I wonder. So I screwed on the old nut, pretty much all the way, well, nearly all the way down, and then so put that back on, screwed it all the way, nearly flush, but still with the nut raised a little bit, and gave it a twat with the lump hammer persuader, just out of interest, and it moved. It, like, with relatively little twatting of the hammer, it popped out. So maybe the overnight soak helped it, but yeah, or maybe it just wasn't that tight in there. But yeah, didn't even need to. I've got a hydraulic press, right? So I could have managed to, you know, bring the press out. It's all tucked away at the back, so it's been a bit of a faff. But yeah, but happy days. So drive shaft is out of the other, yeah, out of the other one. Right. So as before. Now again, I've actually got the lower arm on this time, and when I did this last time, we didn't have the lower arm on. So what I need is a smaller extension, maybe this one. There we go. Oh, so I'm going 1/2 inch to 3/8, and I'll just 30mm stock it on the end of it, in the hope. Yeah, okay, so that does work. It sort of fits down there. And again, we've got six bolts here to try and undo. Oh yeah, right. You know what actually might be useful? A bit more leverage. I've got a never undo anything tight with a torque wrench, but oh, come off. We got my old torque wrench. A bit more length on it, a bit more leverage, and hopefully a bit more persuasion. Oh. Oops, wrong way. Well, that one was torqued up to F tight. Oh. So again, it's the same as before, right? There's the CV boot is just clear enough, but just keep hold of the socket for me. There we go. That's too loose. See if I can get one of these one quite right at the top there, but that's 3. Try and get a 4th. I can only get one click on it, but it's at least loosened it. Right, so that's 4. That's 5. So you get and spin these all out, and then we can rotate it all. One. Oops. Can't get on it. There you go. Mm. 2. Right, let's see if we can get some of these off. 1, 2. So again, same thing. You get the 2 where you're up there, 2 little bolts through this little thing. So the interestingly, I think we've got a bit more rust, a bit more surface rust on this side of the car for some reason. The drive shaft itself, most of the paint on the main shaft has flaked off. Whereas on the other side, although it's got some flaking off of paint and stuff like that and corrosion on it, it's it still had like the sticker on it, things like that. Yeah. Okay. That's another one. Itchy nose, dirty fingers. I haven't got probably got a black nose. Right. So that's those two. So what we'll do is try and spin this round now. Okay, I'm going to play that game again. Some wheelnuts. So we get some leverage on. Leverage. Oh, are you not wanting to rotate? Why no rotatey? What have I done? Gearbox definitely in neutral. I don't feel like it's in neutral. Oh, well, what's going on there? Okay, what? Okay, interesting. Well, that does not want to move. Why would that not want to move? The other side rotated. This side does not rotate. Nothing has changed since last night. This car has not been powered up. That gearbox has not had anything sent to it. Well, what we'll try and do, I think I can get to, it's a bit of a faff, but I'm pretty sure I can get to it. So let's try. Oops. I'm just going to try extending this out a little bit more. There we go. Okay. Oh. I already spun that one out, idiot. Of course I did. I did 5 of them, right? Donkey. So good news is then we've only got one to get off, and it is right at the top, but I'll just get this brake line out of the way. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's on. As long as I can get enough of an angle, I think I can. I think it's going, yes. Beauty. All right. Result. Well, we didn't have to worry about locking the drive shaft anyway, did we? But there we go. Anyway, that is that. So, yeah, so that's completely free now. So, next job. Well, let's get the brake caliper off and have a look at this brake rotor stroke drum. So these rear calipers are held in by two chunky bolts. What are they? There we go. Now, what am I doing here? Wearing on what do I... Ow. I don't know how I can get a better angle. Sort of doing it bit by feel, but let's see. So I can't. There's a bit of brake line basically that goes down to the lower caliper, and I can't get the rattle gun. I don't think. Oh no. Okay, maybe I can. Oh, okay. We must have undone. Yeah. Okay. So we've clearly undone something at some stage. Actually, with that slid out, I think. Oh yeah. This will hopefully make light work of this bit. And then the top one. Ooh, nearly. What are we on there? We've got all kinds of bits of something behind here. Yeah, I think close but no cigar. Oh, yeah, that is a bit of a faff. I don't know how I got the other one off. Okay, so what it is the anti-roll bar, the drop link is in the way. So what we'll do is spin the drop link off. Why not? Can't it? Ah, okay. And again, we've got the brake cable, which, as I say, just unhooked. Well, did when it was off the car anyway. There's clearly a way of unhooking it, and I don't know how. But whatever. Okay, so. Oh yeah. Cometh the angle grinder. Yes. The tool of the professional car breaker. Yeah. Right. Let's just nicely unhook. There we go. Beautiful. That's some toxic gas stuff. That's what I was trying to show the other day. You need to put a bit of black behind it. There you go. Well, it sort of hooks over, but whatever. I ruined it last night, so why not? Right, now I can get onto the end of that with a, not a 2019, it's a 17, there we go. All right, and again, I'm assuming as soon as I hit this with the torque, it's just going to spin the, yeah, so it's just spinning the bushing. So again, we've got this little thin spanner that will, there we go. So that's the, oh, no, it's not. What did I just spin off there? I thought I just spun off a nut. And yeah, emptied the torque gun. Oh, nearly. Oh, it's putting up a fight. It's, well, not really fighting, it's just, oh. I can't get it. I can't get hold of. Oh, you little bugger. It's very near, but no cigar. Oh, you bugger. Okay, maybe what I need is a smaller spanner, maybe a 16 or something. I think it's just rotating around. The way I'm trying to grab the back of the ball joint, it ain't having it. It's just sort of twisting all rounding off of me. So I'm trying 16 mil on it. That was a 17. Was it a 17? Oh, hang on, what I was doing there. That's a 19. Well, I'm an idiot. It's a 17, isn't it then? Oh, sorry, I thought I was using it. What am I apologising for? Sorry for myself being an idiot. It's a 17 mil. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to hold the back end of the little ball joint jobby with the wrong size spanner. So of course it's rotating. It was only I was sort of jamming it, and it was actually undoing. But as always with these things, because a bit of rust on the end, even with the Magic WD-40. There we go. Right, so that's the drop link out of the way. Well, somewhat out of the way. There we go. There's the whole shebang. So what we can do now, let's get rid of those, is get to the brake caliper, which hopefully, again, I can get this jobby onto. Right, so that's the two brake caliper bolts. So there we have the pads on these things have barely been touched. Yeah, another rear Brembo caliper. This one is, again, it's got some light bit of paint damage, a little bit of bubbling, but basically the Mazda logo is all still as it should be. It looks actually quite decent, that one. Good, again, in the pile. Right. Right. You want to come off? How are you going to come off? What are we going to do to get you off? Twat you a bit. Any movement at all there? Ah, you know what? Actually, movement. I can see there's a little gap appeared between the face of the disc and the threaded piece behind it. I couldn't get the other side to do this at all, so this is definite progress. Let's give it a little bit of penetrating fluid. Where did I put that, actually? Just might help. What I should really do is threaten to, in fact, hang on, I've got one here. Let's threaten to just spin a little wire brush over the exposed part. Just while I've got the drill handy, why not? I was just thinking it's trying to come over this kind of cacked up rusty bit. Not rusty, but you know what I mean. One less bit of resistance, right? I mean, yeah, that actually worked quite well. I think now the resistance now is going to be from the brake shoes from underneath. So, because it's now wobbling and it's free, so that's great. So what I'm going to do now is underneath this thing, there's a. Oh, well, can I get to it? Can I get to the adjuster? There's an adjuster for the shoes, which I thought I could get to from underneath. Maybe you can't with the disc up. That seems odd. The disc up. Oh, no. No, let's just twat it. All right, there we go. On caliper. Oh, sorry. On caliper? Caliper? Really? One brake disc, stroke, brake, hub, drum, sorry. Right. So there we go. Again, got the beautiful drum brakes for the handbrake. So let's spin off. So we got nut on the end here. Size is that? Yep. So that. And now look, that's took the took the threaded bar out of the little joint. I'll keep that because that'll go to someone. So that's great. So that's now free at the base, or will be when you just knock it off a little bit. Again, what I do need to do though is we've got the rod end again. I'm going to try and do is just take this. Whoops. Where's that gone? Spin this top off here as well. While we're here. So this is a hell of a tool, I have to say. I went for ages without a torque wrench that could do anything substantial. Yeah, it does make life so much nicer. Not having to do all that with a manual ratchet. Right, so the same old. Let's take off the little connector for the sensor. Right. So what I want to do here, I don't know whether this is going to let me pull the hub outwards. I don't think it is. There's got to be a recessed piece in there. So what I'm trying to do is break off that. Here we go. I have a bit more of this. We've got a bit of threaded bar that we've got a little nut on it for lock nuts. So let's see what we got, where we got it, how big we got it. No, no, no. Well, hang on, I did the other one, so that can't be. Is it? No, yeah, 21. Oh, there it is. 7/8. Yeah. All right, so what have we got here? That. Okay. Right, I need a bit of leverage on this, I think. Let's try. Oh, you hear that? That was the owl, or an owl. Let's try and loosen this thing a bit and get it moving. It's not having it. It does look very, 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 very well locked on. I'll try and knock the So what's not happening is the spanner is not quite the right size. It's an Imperial 7/8. So let's try and get something with a tighter fit, and then we'll put a bit of Evo on it. What did we say it was going to be? What we got here? 20. 19s. Where have my largest spanners gone? We have some larger metric. What the heck have I done with that? Oh, you think. 19. I didn't leave one down here, did I? No, doesn't look like it. Lots of, but nothing the right size. Okay. Okay. Think about this. Maybe get some proper purchase on it with this. If in doubt. What the hell have I done with that? I don't know. Let's see what else I've got. I was literally down here doing spanner. Okay. How did I undo some of these then? Weird. All right. I can only imagine the other one just came off a little bit easier and didn't need quite so much oomph on it, but let's see. Let's see if we can get it with Old Faithful here. That's loosened it off a bit. All right. This is one tight little nut. Are we into putting heat on it, or I don't know. Okay. Right. As it's locked on, we got. No, it won't rotate there, obviously. So, okay. All right. I guess the other option is to drop it off. See if I don't know quite. Okay, hang on. Why don't I look at one that's off? See how much we've got to move it to get it off. So the hub itself, just a flat fascia. Okay, a lot is the answer. So this is what I'm dealing with down here. Obviously this is now the wrong way around. This is from the other side, but yeah, so that much. So I can't just slide it or end up bending this. And I'm trying to get off this. I'm trying to wind this out. This is all, oops. So, yeah. So, yeah, what can we do? Something a bit more chunky on it, I don't know. I think I'm fearful that the spanner, because the spanner's, it feels like it wants to just round it off. So, yeah. As I say, this side, it is more corroded. This just looks a lot nicer. I'm going to suggest what I can try and do is get a spanner on. There's a little rotating collar. The problem is obviously with the come on, get off. Yeah, so just there, but I'm only going to, don't know, it's probably only going to be like a 13 or something like that. So nothing really that chunky to be able to just rotate it as it stands. But what I can do is get something into the ball joint at the end and try and rotate that as well, maybe at the same time. Let's see. That's a 13, right? Yep. I thought it was a 13, but maybe not. Oh yeah, it is. Oh. No, that is not going to have it. All right. Well, the most purchase I've got on it is definitely with this. So I try and get. The problem is I can't get any sort of weight onto it. I need my ample frame. Maybe we can go with a kick-based approach. So I exit the rear of the building. Okay. Well, I mean, come on. Just any sort of movement at all. Okay. Right, the other piece then is, I wonder what goes on with this chap. This is a threaded something or other. I wonder, proof of concept it on this other one. Entirely sure this will do anything, but whatever. No, I guess not. All right. Dilemma. All right, maybe next option then would be pull the bottom arm off and see if, yeah, pull the bottom arm off, get it free of the top arm, because we can move the whole thing across then. And then that will allow this to rotate forward a little bit more, maybe. Actually, to be fair, no, it won't rotate quite enough because of this top ball joint. Oh, and this one we need to use the puller on, right? So in fact, let's try that. Let's try pop. Right, plan. I'm going to try and pop this out of here, which should give it enough to twist, and then I can twist the whole thing and slide it off that way. He says. Right, so I ordered some more pullers today. The princely sum of like 12 quid or something like that. So they've probably made a cheese, but whatever. I thought I'll just get some slightly better ones. They're three-legged ones, basically. Yeah. What have we got there? I'm doing something. There's my. It is moving, just slowly. Just needs to get over this little tapered section. We should be good. It says, well, that's as much as we've got. Right, and then my hope is I'm going to rotate this enough now. Oh, don't say you're wanting to stay put. Right, so of course this now wants to stay put in here. Right, so how are we going to get to that? Well, it's in situ. Right. I didn't have this issue with the other one. It just popped straight off. But I guess we've got a bit of corrosion going on and such like. So, okay, let's pop that back up there a second. Right. More splitters and breakers and things like that. Oh, it's getting hot in here now. I'll turn this off. It's been pretty warm today, so it's not taken a lot of heat in here to get this place toasty. Right, what am I looking for? Breaker. Back on the plot. What are we doing? Oh, what have we got? I think what I need is just a horrible forked breaker jobby just to twat into it until it separates. The problem is I broke mine, and it looks like what I did. I broke it and then I thought I must order another one of those. And did I? Like arse I did. So all I've got is the wrong tool for the job because it goes the wrong way. So this ain't going to work. I don't think I've got room to do anything with it. It's also for pushing things out, not for getting between things like that. And obviously it's not going to, because it's just going to foul on everything anyway. I was thinking I could just, oh, can we disassemble? Okay, maybe we can, and then use it as what have I got here? Anything small? Yeah. Disassemble. No. Well, you little bugger. What are we going to do with that? So now we're into pull the lower wishbone off with this thing attached. Just taking a look at what it looks like. So, yeah. So it's going through that way. Yeah, so basically it's this. So this is going all the way through into there. So now I've got some corrosion or something on this, just stopping it popping off. So I'm guessing, let me have a look at the other hub. Yeah, regards trying to split this thing, we've actually got, if I've got a thin enough spanner, there is a way of getting something on it to rotate it if I've got something thin enough and big enough. But it is quite large, and I'm not sure we're going to get anything in. No. Problem is, as I go up my spanner sizes, I'm getting wider and wider and wider. Right, so that's what I'm looking for. But it is twice the width of this thing, so there is no way in the world. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at. But yeah, this spanner is twice the width of what we need. So I can't see I'm going to get any chance of getting that on. This this dust cap as well is it's kind of a little bit crushed and in the way. Okay, so plan B, take the whole, hang on a minute. That is, what have I got here? I've got a threaded bar that goes in and seats. Yeah, so I've got a threaded bar that's going in all the way into there. And then once that's in there, I could try and pull this. What have I got? Nothing, no, not chunky enough. Problem is there's nothing to grab hold of with my little leggy puller to push against. Yeah. Yep. So the other option is try and get this, once this is off, how am I going to be able to get it off when it's off? Twat it. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to put that back over the top there. Let's give up, get it off the car. Give up, get it off the car, and then what? And then deal with it another day. Right, yes, good plan. Right, what we got? We got a, there's me, gold one gone, blue one. Oh, for God's sake, what have I done with that now? Put my gold socket down, my little wheel socket, oh, it's on the end of there. Oh, well, this will work. All right. A one. No cigar. Cigar. No cigar. Pull that out too much. There you go. Right. So what we got now is that and that down there. There we go. Right, good. And then get this brake line out of the way. Yep. That one. Okay. So hopefully this one we can get to and undo now, because we did drop the lower the subframe on both sides yesterday when we were messing around. So yeah, let's see. Oh, out. Okay. Okay. Oh, moved it. Okay. Let's try. There we go. Oh, you will undo. Ready? Ah. Alright, that feels like they got a bit more loose. So far, the nut on this side is not moving, which is a good and bad thing. Easier to get this one off. The Something could be fun. I'll try and loosen this other one. Oh, come on. Oh. There we go. And then see if we can get... Right, I do need this socket. Give it back. There we go. Oh, you know what? I said I needed it. I need a... That's a 19. What an idiot. I need the red one after all that. I don't. I need a 22mm, of which those are not ones. That one is, but it's too... Oh no, there we go. Move that out of the way. There we go. That works. What am I doing here? Okay. Right. Oh, got it. Oh. Come on. Oh. Okay. Over the worst of it. Get that out of the way a bit. Right, and that out of the way a bit. I'm going to look at this side a bit better. Okay, good. Seriously. Okay. Oop. I really should have done that before I did this. Again, I did spray them the other day, but I guess it sort of dries out. Jeez. Okay. Feel, spoke too soon. I'd say that feels a lot better. But all right. Someone told me the other day that I should get a pair of Ray-Bans or something that have got supposedly got cameras in them. They'd work quite well for this sort of thing because you can actually, you know, see the element, see what's causing all the frustration, right? You do not want to budge. Oh. This one. But you know, nerdy that I am, I thought, oh, that sounds a good idea. And I looked them up. For starters, they cost an absolute bomb, for what they are, right? And then looking at them, supposedly they're not connected or anything like that. So they've just got a little bit of onboard memory or whatever. And it sounds like they only record for like little something, 30-second segments, something like that, or I don't know, whatever. So they're just covert recording devices, basically. Right, that's that loosened. Now what I want to try and do. So on the other side, what I did is ended up twatting the little seam, basically, to get enough clearance. I thought I might be all right with this one, and it is close. So let's see if I got chuck a little spanner on it that I can wedge against. Yes, it did work. Okay, good. Well, I mean, the rears are a bit of a mission, let's be clear. Oh. Covered in a nice coat of dust, but basically, quite nice condition, that one. That's good. Ball joint again, usual. So there we go. We are ready for a bit of subframe action. So there you want to see. Come. Oh, I'm on a little tripod, which I don't know what it was from. It's like a kid's telescope thing or something like that. So excuse the wonky cameriness. There we go. There you go. So, so yeah. So subframe bolt there, and there's one down under here, which I may be able to get to. It looks dodgy, right? And the quick jack. Oh, someone asked me about what the quick jack system was. So yeah, because he said his was too short for his Maserati, but I don't know really. Mine is on the jacking points. Well, the little box section bits that you jack, and if anything, I've got some inches to play with. Look at me. So it won't. It's no good for the Panamera actually, which rather sucks. So what I have got is just over. Oh, look at this remote cam. Just over here against this wall, I've got a load of box section of steel. So I was going to make a platform that sits on top of this, just to give me a bit more width for the Panamera. But then someone pointed out to me that you can lift cars sideways with this thing. So you go side to side with it, so it lifts them up sort of sideways on. Sounds a bit iffy to me, I have to say, because these things they slide, they move you forward, and obviously the suspension tubes, that means you'd kind of be pulling against the car. But I don't know. I suppose it works for people, so it would probably work for me. Yeah. Okay. Right. Good job done. Let's stick you back down there. Oh, sorry. Apologising to a camera. There we go. Yeah. So tools all over the place again. Happy days. Well, no, not all over the place. They're at least confined to one area. But an impressive selection, nonetheless. And obviously, we've got this thing to deal with. I'm going to take it over here. Oh. Oh, dear me. Yeah. So, and we've got this other wishbone here. Pop down there. yeah, so I have got a press, as you can see, just there, below you. But even with the press, right? I mean, seriously, what are you going to press with this thing? Yeah, interesting. Okay, well, whatever. All right. Go up there for a bit. There we go. Okay, so rear hubs. That one's going with this one. The drive shaft to pull there. Oh, I never updated on the the good old 41mm. So this is what I ended up with after the jacking fun. So I've chopped it, really badly chopped it, and there's no excuse for this, right? I've got a perfectly good. Oh, here's the dog. Hello. Want to go out? Go on. It's open. Go and see. No, out there. Go and see. No. Sometimes, dog. Here. You just open the door. Go. Go find them. Find squirrels. Right. Yeah. So 41mm socket that we very crudely welded to a big bit of metal pipe after kept snapping extension bars and things like that. So this was a 2 meter length. It is now a 1 foot length. But as I say, the nice thing is now I can still use this for undoing things without having to wield a really great 2 meter pole around. And the nice thing is, just by pure luck, a jack handle slides into it rather beautifully. So I still got my ridiculous clunky massive 41mm if I ever need a 41mm breaker again, right? And unless we have another Maserati that we're going to pull apart, why would we ever need to do it? But I don't know. I'm not sure how common. Well, I already owned this 41mm socket, which would suggest to me I bought it for a reason, to pull something off quite chunky, right? So you don't want to pull something off that's quite chunky. Oh my god. Yeah. So anyway, there we go. Right. Right. It's Friday night. I'm done. All 4 corners are off my wagon. At what point does it stop becoming a car and start being a shell? I guess it's still got its heart, although let's face it, the heart's had cardiac arrest and it is no more. And we've still got the gearbox and obviously running gear. I've still got the exhaust headers on there, the catalytic converters, so they all need to come off. Someone pinged me on eBay earlier. They're after some interior bits. So can but hope that we'll. Oh, what are you doing down there? There you go. Camera looking at a camera, looking at me looking at a camera. So yeah, hopefully he'll want a good chunk of the interior bits of trim and things like that. I have listed the seats. I've sort of just put them with the door cards, right? So seats and door cards. I guess if someone has dodgy interior, I should put a note on there saying that I'm happy to split it, right? If someone just wants a driver's seat, I'm fine. Have a driver's seat, right? Don't really care too much. I thought I put the interior up for like 1,100 quid, so which I think is pretty cheap based on what's out there, but I don't know, whatever. Just need someone that actually wants it, right? Age old. So yeah, and I've got someone coming on Sunday to pick up various bits and bobs as well. So all good. Things are moving. I think I mentioned in the last stream, although you probably couldn't hear it because of the stupid audio, but I'm now expecting things to sort of slow down a bit on the parts side, right? Because all the bits that often fail, modifiedy bits, servicey bits, are kind of done with. It is possible that the calipers and brakes, the brake discs might go, I suppose. I guess as all these cars came with that size brake caliper, I mean, calipers don't fail that often, right? And they're relatively straightforward to rebuild. So yeah, would you really ever want a spare set of brake? I don't know. But whatever. What I'm going to get to, I guess, is what'll be nice is if I can get rid of big stuff, as in physically big stuff, and I'm just left with lots of boxes, lots of my yellow boxes of stuff that fits in yellow boxes, then cool, right? Because I can just stack them somewhere, label everything up, stack them somewhere, and if they sell, when they sell, well, they will sell in the end, right? Everything will sell in the end as these cars get older and older and rarer, unfortunately. The bits are going to become more and more scarce, or more and more plentiful, right? Depends which way you look at it. More of them will break down, more of them will be uneconomical to repair. And you can't see the market doing a massive change on these things anytime soon. So, here's the cat now. Charlie, don't. Yes. So we'll see. I think in it for the long haul with regular kind of bits of this thing, because why not? I can store them. I've got a bit of space I can stick the boxes in for when they do occasionally sell. I'll just have to change all the eBay ads. Say I'm not going to ship them very quickly, really, because of the faff of getting in and out. But yeah, right, Charlie. Oi. Right. So I think we're done. Yeah, I'm going to call it. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and yeah, I'll catch you again soon. I think next stream that we do will be dropping that rear subframe, right? So yeah, that should be fun. Yeah, we'll maybe try and we'll see how I get on this weekend. I need to record a couple of normal videos rather than live streams, just for catching up with cash and things like that. I'm waiting until Sunday till I've got cash in hand till the guy's been, because he said he might have a poke around at other bits and bobs. So we'll see. So after we do that, I'll have a good point, I think, to say, look, this is how much we've made to date, and we'll go from there. Cool. All right. I also need to do a video about the Porsche, because I've got an aftermarket. I had an aftermarket kind of piggyback board in it for getting Apple CarPlay, because it's the Porsche. It's a 2012, something like that. Yeah. So it's pre-CarPlay, but you can get a little piggyback board that sits on the Porsche PCM unit, basically, that gives you CarPlay, and it sort of just sits on top of, which is great. The problem was I've been using it for about, I don't know how long I've had it, maybe 6 months, something like that in the car. Been working a treat, and then it started, the PCM unit just started, the audio unit just started rebooting itself randomly. Then the screen went blank on it. Then the Porsche's charging system, the alternator charging system, started not charging the car, and then reporting the battery voltage as we're driving along, dropping down to like 5 volts. So, like, what the hell's going on here? And then the stereo would keep coming on and off. Auto start started playing up, and I was getting really worried that the electrical system on the car was starting to misbehave. Turns out, I just thought, I'll remove the unit and just see if I can bring the PCM back to life, or just maybe a wires rattle loose or something like that, right? The screen's dead. But I didn't think it was related to what was going on with the rest of the car. Pulled out the little aftermarket unit, because when I pulled open the top, it looked, I don't know whether I saw smoke or not, but I just saw like a little haze coming up. I don't know, whatever. So I whipped it out pretty sharpish, put it all back together, and the car is absolutely fine, no issues at all now. So that is shonky as hell, right? You put in 150 quid, whatever, Apple CarPlay piggyback unit, and it starts buggering around with the whole car. In fact, one thing it used to do as well, when you left, if you left the car and didn't lock it, so just leave it. When you get out the driver's seat and take the ignition key out, the the audio system all turns off, as it would, and unless you trigger it with the button. But after about 5 or 10 minutes, like if I left the car in the driveway, go in the house, all of a sudden you'd hear this racket from outside, and the car stereos come on by itself. No key in it, no one's gone into the car or anything like that. I think it's all related to this aftermarket Chinese thingy from, you know, Alibaba or wherever I got it, AliExpress. I think AliExpress. I think it came from. So yeah. So we'll do a video about removing one of those, and a bit of a, you know, just in case anyone else comes across starts having electrical gremlins. Eek. Because they're pretty popular things. I bought what was quite a known make as well. So yeah. All right, enough waffling. Have a nice evening.